It all started with our sleeve bar holder. That was the first, the 3004. The ironworkers have been making them for years, but nobody did them in production.
Right.
So I was helping him pack for whatever reason for a while, and he was always back ordered. And I looked at it, I was like, man, we can make this. And so I did a little bit of research, found a company in here in Ozark to make the brackets for us, found a company in Springfield to make the leather strips.
Yeah.
Put them together in my garage. We were doing that. Finally, I don't know, it wasn't very long after that that we thought, well, if we're doing that, we can do an erection wrench holder. If we're doing an erection wrench holder, we can do... So it grew from my garage to the back of my barbershop to a bigger industrial type, but it was like 30 by 20 or something.
Yeah.
And then we bought this building about 7 years ago. I'm a barber, he's an iron worker. We had no idea what we were doing. So we started out, this was our first one. And foot press. So you'd have your piece of leather together and you'd put the rivet in it and then you'd put it in there and go down and it would, and you set.
Yeah.
So it was hours and hours and hours of, and then we got smart and we got a second one, right? So two of us could be doing it.
Yeah. Got some good calf muscles.
Yeah. And of course his volume increased. We've been very fortunate. We increase every single year. It's fairly consistent. It just got where two guys couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit more research, and that was when we bought our first actual electric rivet machine, which we now have 3 of. Leather that we use is a harness leather. In its tanning process, it's impregnated with a waxy type of substance, which makes it more weather resistant.
Yeah.
You could throw some of it in a bucket of water. It's not going to absorb the water. This would be typically a right hip bag. So we've got we call it a quick draw, slide sling, no slap, whatever, hammer holder. So your hammer goes there.
Sure.
Keeps your hammer between your body and your bag, but your hammer also comes out at an angle instead of down. So every time you kneel down, squat down, you're not rolling your hammer out. So these are our 2-inch work belts. We've got 2.5-inch work belts on the other side.
Look how thick those things are.
Yeah,
It's crazy,
And so you have a long history as an iron worker.
Correct.
Yeah.
Got about actively probably 35 years still, of course, retired and pension and all that. That's been really good. I loved the work, enjoyed it, boomed around in the country a lot.
You don't hear a lot about these kind of stories. It's like, I don't know if you read the story about Craftsman closing down. Those are the types of stories that people hear about in terms of American manufacturing. And it's like the success stories, I feel like, get underreported. Like people don't, you don't hear about it. And so I thought this would be a good opportunity to get some of that out there,
Yeah. These are just examples of our spud wrenches. Of course, they're all American made and they're a heavier duty spud wrench. They all have a tether hole in it. This is for the big iron. This is our 7/8. And, of course we have our zinc too. A lot of guys like the bling, they like to be out there and, they can see their spuds if somebody were to grab it a mile away. If you're hanging iron, you're connecting 2 beams. Sometimes the columns are spread out. They're not quite plumb. So you can't get the 2 beams together, 2 wide flanges together to put a bolt through because there's a gap in there. So these guys that are up there hanging the iron, they'll throw one of these in the bolt holes, and then they'll be able to spin it down and draw that iron in close so they can actually insert a bolt in there in one of the other holes.
Would you want to show any new stuff that you're thinking about making, or is that more top secret?
No, it's not top secret. So this is a wedge pouch for loggers.
Okay.
Right, guys that are logging. And I don't even know how we got started on this. That is actually, all I have to do is order dies. That's ready to go into production. But it's a very, very niche market. So part of my holdup was, okay, what else can I do with this? So we started fooling around. And I'm like, I think we can make a compact electrician's pouch. So it's the same foundational pieces with an extra piece added in, and then it's just a matter of And these are pieces that go to other things that we do. So I've been kind of messing with this.
What about this little round bag? That looks really cool.
So this is a I don't know, it's like a mini bucket sort of. So this will actually fit.
It hangs off the belt, right?
Yeah, it hangs off your belt. So you put it on your belt. And it'll fit coil nails around. So you can fit, so for roofers, like you just fit like 4 or 5 stacked up.
Well, I sure appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Yeah, cool.
And, it's nice to talk to people that are excited about what they do and are really open about it and the process and how everything works.